So today we are doing something a little bit different to the norm. We've got a fermented fish salad, so I'm going to take you through the steps of making it. You can try this at home, but it's not always advisable if you cannot control the temperatures of your meat. So we're going to switch over to here. I've got my hake. I'm going to pour some water over it. I just want to cure it. So we're going to leave this in the water for approximately an hour, just to give it a little bit of a curedness. I've got my sea salt right over here. I'm going to halve it, and then we're going to use half of it with the fish. So we've got our hake curing. We are going to start getting our salad done. So I'm going to do a couple of chopping jobs just to take you through what we're going to mix into a salad. And we're going to start off with our beautiful Cape gooseberries. I've cut them already. So the dish needs a bit of sour fruit. So in Thailand you would use something called a maok or green mango or a green papaya, but in South Africa we don't have that available, especially in the Western Cape. We don't have the correct climate to grow it, but we've got something called the Cape gooseberry, which is a beautiful sour little fruit. So I'm going to put that into my salad. So I just want a nice fine slice. If there's a couple of big ones in there, don't stress. We'll just have a nice fine slice going all the way up. For this dish, I'm going to use the whole spring onion. I'm going to use the white and I'm going to use the green. You can prepare this in advance and just leave them all separate. That's fine. I've got a little nachi or mandarin. Just want to take off the skin. So a thin little slither of the skin. I do not want the white pulp in there. There I go, and put the white pulp in there. I'm going to do a little bit of a julienne. So that's just for the zest. You can use a zester. I prefer to do it this way. It doesn't break the skin as much, and it gives it a little bit of a sweeter finish to it. So that I'm going to add with my salad. Red onion or shallot. Don't have shallots. We use red onions to replace them. I've got a small one. They're a little bit sweeter. So I just want to cut it up and do a thin slice of red onion. Not too much. There we go. So that is your red onion cut. Toss it there with the rest of our salad goodies. We're going to start with our rice. We're going to get it mixed because that is what we need to ferment the fish or to cure the fish. 1.5 kilos of rice, about 120 grams of garlic, 20 grams of ginger. Toss that in there. And whatever's left of your salt that you had that you didn't add to your fish, we're going to throw that in as well. So there we go. I'm just going to put gloves on for this. So we're going to mix the rice through. This is cooked rice. It's also been rinsed. I'm going to mix it through. You do not want to break the rice too much, but you do want to give it a nice crush just by mixing it through. So you want to end up with the thickish rice. You need that garlic. The flavor does go. After it's been dried, it does actually go a little bit. So we need lots of flavor inside our rice. Take our fish. So after it's salted, you'll see it's a little bit firmer. Pack it down. I'm packing it down with the skin side up because I still want to score that. And the scoring we're going to do for this fish is to make sure that the rice and the salt goes in to that beautiful piece of fish. So it doesn't just sit on the outside. I want to cure the inside of the fish as well. We just want to pat our fish. I want to get all the excess moisture out, pat it down, and then I'm going to do a score on top, a nice incision into the skin, a little bit into the meat, not too much. Even slices, it makes it the curing process happens evenly. And I'm going to do all 4 of these. This is one of the dishes that I got to learn when I was stationed in London. I worked at Naam at a Thai restaurant. I was a South African in the UK working with Australians, Italians, Spanish, and I think there was one Thai girl that worked with us. We were all there to learn. It was absolutely brilliant. It's something that I don't think a lot of people have experienced in their life, and it taught me a hell of a lot. It's actually my favorite cuisine, and fermenting stuff is what I love to do. So even though it does sound strange, what we do is strange. Why would you take fish, pop it in rice and leave it? I'll show you now. But us as South Africans are actually used to fermenting dishes. We just know a lot of these dishes as our biltong, droeworts. These are all stuff that's used, not rice, but they're used with salt. We all know the lacto fermentation, stuff like sriracha. I'll show you, that's going to be part of our dressing. Just stop there. I've got my rice at the bottom. Now I'm going to take my fish and I'm going to pop it on the rice. I do want that rice to go into the fish. I'm going to give it a nice press, nice little rub. I'm going to put my next layer of rice on. Just work it, massage that little beauty in there. You're going to leave it for a couple of days, so it's definitely necessary to give the proper attention to this fish. Treat all your products with respect. Don't throw it in there. Don't go and squash it. Next layer goes in. Once again, I'm pressing it. And now I want to cover this up. The big thing with fermentation and curing meats is to make sure that all your meats are covered, that we do not get any oxygen in there, and that is what will make your fish go off. Fermented fish, beautiful dish. Who would have thought you can take fish, rice, garlic, pop it in, what we're going to do, pop it in a biltong maker for 2 to 3 days until you get that beautiful sourness coming out of the fish, that flavor. You will smell it when you walk into the room, that I can assure you. If it smells fermented, it is great. Slightly sour, it should not be off. There's a big difference. If you do spot green tinges or it does smell like it's not fermented, like it's something that's off, it's gone completely sour, please do not use it. So there we go. So that is our dish. We're going to wrap this and we're going to pop it into our biltong container. If you do not have a biltong maker, you can put this in an oven, turn the oven down to 30 to 40 degrees Celsius. The biggest concern is keeping that temperature the same. So keeping the temperature at 30 to 40 degrees Celsius for the full 2 days. Do not make the oven warmer, do not make it colder. If you've got a gas oven, perfect is to put it on a pilot light, leave the door slightly ajar, and just leave it there for 2 or 3 days. Like I said, you will smell it when it is ready. So the last step, getting our salad together, is making the dressing. So we've got a couple of things that go in here. Yesterday at Checkers, they looked at me funny because I asked them if I can get a dead plant just standing in the background for free. I needed the coriander roots. So the coriander, the stem, the leaves and the roots, they are all very, very different. I just wanted the roots for this dish. It brings a little bit more of a round flavor. It is in there. I just want a fine little paste coming out of the roots. The beautiful thing about fermentation and preserving and curing and all your vegetables is that you've always got something in your pantry. You've always got something in your fridge that you can actually use for a dressing. So what I've got here is a sriracha. A proper sriracha is made with chilies. So we ferment the chilies with sugar, salt, garlic and ginger, and we just leave it outside for a couple of days. When it's done, mix it with a bit of vinegar and there you go. Your sriracha is done. So I've got a orange chili sriracha with garlic ginger. I'm going to add that to my coriander. I'm just going to take the coriander off there. And I'm just going to give it a nice little mix through. The lime juice that you use goes slightly stale after a couple of hours. So you lose that freshness in your dressing, and it is very, very important when cooking with food that you keep the freshness of all ingredients available. So to get juice out of your lime, small little trick, except if you've got a lime presser, don't slice it down the middle, at a slight angle, and you've got 3 little pieces of lime. I'm just going to add this. I need about half a cup of lime juice, so I've pre-juiced a couple, so we're just going to get that in. Mix it through. Here we go. So that is that little bit. I've got some lime juice. Like I said, about a half a cup. This is going to be a very hot dressing. It has got orange chilies in there, which is a slightly warmer, slightly more bitter flavor. So we toss that in. From here, we need to add a little bit of salt. So the salt that we're using is fish sauce today. Just want to put in half a tablespoon. So what I want out of the dressing in our flavors, I want something that is hot or spicy. I need it salty, I need it sour, and I need a little bit of sweetness right at the back. So the last thing that I'm going to slice today is the lemongrass. Lemongrass is also one of those things that we slice fresh. Do not slice it, leave it for a couple of hours, leave it till the last minute. It just brings an extra flavor to your dish. So the skin, the outer bit, I'm going to take it off. You do actually lose quite a lot. I know it feels like you're throwing the whole lemongrass away, but I want that beautiful little soft inside bit. That's the lemongrass, about a tablespoon, and you can see nice and thin. Got my fish, plastic off, so this one has been fermenting for 3 days. You can get that sour smell. As soon as you open it, you get that fermentation, you get that big flavor coming from it. I'm going to pull the rice back, and there we go. At this stage, if it does smell off, stop, throw it away, and unfortunately you've just lost something beautiful, but there we go. So now I've got my rice. The perfect thing for this, leave it in the fridge for another day, just to set a little bit. With this, we need to make sure that everything on this dish is cooked through, it's cooked thorough. You are playing with bacteria and it is dangerous if not done correctly. When you are cooking a fish like this, when you're making a curry and you really want that sauce to go into your fish and into your product, the explanation is a dry sponge absorbs a hell of a lot of more water than a wet one does. So get it dry. Make sure that it cooks and it cooks and it cooks, and it also makes sure that all the bacteria, if any, in the inside is actually dead. Okay, so next step, fish down, cut it into even pieces, and this is going to go to the deep fryer. So let that sizzle away. So out the fryer, you'll see this beautiful, delicious brown, golden brown color, and the inside nice and flaky, nice and cooked. So what I want to do with this, I want to put a lot of dressing on there. I've got my salad, got my dressing over here, and on the fish, I put spoons and spoons of this dressing, because that will be absorbed through everything. What I understand of Thai cuisine is that they eat most of their dishes with rice. So everything that you eat on the side is a condiment. There we go. Mix the fish through. And put that straight over our little salad. Now I'm going to mix in our coriander and mint, a nice amount. Obviously, if you don't like coriander, this dish is not for you. And there we go, mint. And that is my salad leaves. Toss it through. And then I just want a natural falling dish right in the middle there. Lots of sour fruit. This will be a dish for about 3 to 4 people. I'm going to take whatever's left of my dressing. Go. And there we go. Fermented fish with Cape gooseberries, mint, coriander, and a sriracha dressing.